What is your name?
My name is Marthe Nyssens.
In which city and country do you come from?
I'm based in the University of Louvain, and Louvain is near Brussels in Belgium.
Great. And what organization do you work for?
I'm a professor of economics at the university.
Okay. And how would you explain what you do to a layperson?
That's a quite difficult question. I'm the director for my research center, and I think that my main intellectual interest is the following: trying to understand the plurality of actors in the economy. Economy is not just a market and for-profit, but economy is the state, for-profit sector, voluntary sector, and also family. And I've been always interested in the field of social policy and all the long-term care. So that's my basic question. What are the role of each of these actors in the long-term care system?
Great. What does long-term care mean to you?
Of course, I will answer for Belgium, not for England. You know, it's very difficult to translate that in French. And so I'm very surprised to see that here is a kind of unified field. We don't have that in Belgium. So it's quite difficult to gather the people because they are coming from different parts of the University of Public Administration, and I don't have any translation in French for that.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
What would you say are the main 3 policy priorities at present for long-term care in Belgium?
First, of course, the question of funding, of public funding. I think that in Belgium we have a quite good health and social care system, but now with the growing needs and all the problem of the financial crisis, this is a key problem: how to mobilize public funding to face the new challenges.
Okay.
This is the first priority, but also question of quality. Not only quality of the service, also quality of work, which is a central issue in Belgium, the debate.
Okay. And how do you think these priorities have changed over the last 5 to 10 years?
That's easy to answer. I think quality was the main issue, and now it's a question of public funding.
Okay.
Mobilization of funds is the key question, I think, for the future.
And what do you see in the future, next 5 to 10 years, for example?
What do I see in the future?
In terms of the system, how do you think it will change in Belgium?
So I think we will need to mobilize not only public funding, but also private funding. And so there's a key challenge about, of course, efficiency, but also equity. Okay. And I think we need to develop innovative policy from a point of view of services, but also from type of financing, trying to mix different kind of financing.
Okay. On that note, how do you feel that the current financial crisis is having an impact on the long-term care system in Belgium?
But public budgets are not keeping the speed of the growing needs. Mm-hmm. So that's a key problem. And there's a fear to leave some part of the people outside of the system, of the public system of social care. And so we need to be innovative.
Okay. In your view, what do you think is the most important piece of evidence or research evidence that we need in order to address some of the policy changes that need to happen in Belgium?
I think that comparative analysis at level of Europe, but also outside, is very interesting to try to find innovative solution in type of services. Because I think that in Belgium, the problem is that most of the people, frail people, are in residential care, mm-hmm. and it's too costly, and for the quality of life, it's not always a good solution. Sometimes, yes, of course. And so we need to gather evidence about new solutions to keep the people in the community and to support the family for doing that.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. So now I'm going to ask you a few quick questions, and could you rate these questions could you rate your answers between 1 and 10, 1 being low and 10 being high? Mm-hmm. What policy priority do you think is allocated to long-term care in Belgium?
3.
How aware do you think the general public is about the long-term care system
7.
and what it offers? Yeah?
Yeah, 7.
7? Good. And how well do you think the system supports people with long-term care needs?
5.
How do you think how well do you think it supports their carers? Informal carers, maybe?
Informal, 2.
And formal?
7.
Great. Thanks very much.